Have you ever looked at a map of Los Angeles and wondered what on earth is going on? It's a sprawling, chaotic, seemingly endless sea of suburbs. But here's a shocker. Despite its suburban look, Los Angeles is actually the most densely populated urban area in the entire United States. Yes, you heard that right. More dense than New York City. How is that even possible? Well, the story of how LA became the city it is today is a wild tale of water, railroads, cars, and a whole lot of political maneuvering. It's a city built on an illusion, and today we're going to peel back the layers and expose the real Los Angeles. So first things first, let's clear up a massive misconception. That giant blob you see on the map labeled Los Angeles isn't one single city. It's actually a county containing over 80 separate, incorporated cities, each with its own mayor, city council, and local government. When people talk about iconic LA places, they're often not even talking about the city of Los Angeles itself. Think of Beverly Hills with its celebrity mansions, the beautiful beaches of Santa Monica, or even the historically significant city of Compton. None of these are technically part of the city of LA. They are their own independent municipalities, completely surrounded by or adjacent to the city. This fragmentation is the key to understanding everything else about how LA works or sometimes doesn't work. How did this happen? Let's rewind to the late 1800s. Los Angeles was just a small town, but the arrival of major railroads changed everything. A fair war between the Santa Fe and Southern Pacific Railroads dropped the price of a ticket from the Midwest to LA to as low as $1. This sparked a massive population boom. People flooded in, drawn by the promise of a sunny paradise. But this created a huge problem: water. Southern California is basically a desert. A growing city needs a reliable water source, and LA was running out fast. This is where the story takes a legendary turn. Under the leadership of William Mulholland, the city embarked on one of the most ambitious engineering projects in American history, the Los Angeles Aqueduct. Completed in 1913, this massive system diverted water from the Owens Valley, hundreds of miles away, and brought it to the thirsty city. This aqueduct didn't just save Los Angeles, it supercharged its growth. It gave the city a powerful tool for expansion. The city of Los Angeles adopted a policy that was as clever as it was ruthless. If you wanted access to its precious water, your town had to agree to be annexed. Many surrounding communities, desperate for water, gave up their independence and were absorbed into the growing giant. This is how the San Fernando Valley, once a vast expanse of agricultural land, became part of the city of LA. The city also strategically annexed a long, thin strip of land all the way down to the coast, known as the Harbor Strip, to establish the port of Los Angeles in San Pedro, securing its economic future. But not every city gave in. Wealthier communities like Beverly Hills and Santa Monica had their own water sources or the means to secure them, so they remained independent. This created the bizarre patchwork map we see today, a Swiss cheese of jurisdictions where the city of LA is the cheese and the independent cities are the holes. Then came the car. After World War II, another massive boom hit Southern California, fueled by the aerospace and entertainment industries. Servicemen who had passed through during the war returned with their families, seeking sunshine and single-family homes. To accommodate this explosion, LA went all in on the automobile. An extensive freeway system was built, crisscrossing the entire region. This infrastructure was a modern marvel, but it came at a cost. The city's once excellent public transit system, the Pacific Electric Railway's red cars, which was one of the largest in the world, was systematically dismantled in favor of freeways and personal vehicles. This decision sealed LA's fate as a car-dependent metropolis, encouraging sprawl and cementing the fragmented suburban layout. Living in this fragmented city is a strange experience. You can drive down a single street like Sunset Boulevard and cross through multiple city boundaries without even realizing it. One minute you're in the city of Los Angeles, the next you're in West Hollywood, then Beverly Hills, and then back into LA. Each of these cities has its own police force, its own zoning laws, and its own vision for what the community should look like. This is why you can see such dramatic changes in the urban landscape from one block to the next. You might see a street lined with towering apartment buildings, and then, after crossing an invisible line, it suddenly shifts to only single-family homes. These are the borders of different cities at work. Having hundreds of different city governments and zoning systems in one metropolitan area creates a dizzying level of complexity and often inefficiency. So, If LA is all freeways and single-family homes, how can it possibly be the densest urban area in the country? This is the great paradox of Los Angeles. The secret lies in what urban planners call missing middle housing. While LA lacks the massive, high-rise apartment towers you see in Manhattan, it makes up for it with a pervasive, gentle density. Look closely at those single-family neighborhoods. You'll find tons of duplexes, triplexes, and small 4 to 10 unit apartment buildings tucked away on residential streets. These are often designed to blend in, looking like large houses from the outside. Furthermore, there's a huge and growing trend of accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. These are small, standalone homes built in the backyards of existing houses. For decades, LA has been quietly adding density in its own unique way, filling in the gaps within its sprawling footprint. So while the classic image of LA is a single-story house with a lawn, the reality on the ground is far more varied and dense. The average population density across the entire Los Angeles urban area, including all those independent cities, is higher than any other in the US because there are very few truly low-density or undeveloped areas within its core. It's a continuous, moderately dense fabric, unlike cities that have a hyperdense core surrounded by vast, sparse suburbs. Of course, this unique structure creates massive challenges. Traffic is the most obvious one. LA consistently ranks as one of the most congested cities in the nation. Building a cohesive public transit system is a nightmare when you have to coordinate between dozens of different city governments, each with its own priorities and political interests. A bus route that makes perfect sense from a regional perspective might be rejected by a small city because they don't want the traffic or the bus stops on their pristine streets. The very fragmentation that defines LA makes solving its biggest problems incredibly difficult. So Los Angeles is a city of contradictions. It looks like a suburb but functions like a dense metropolis. It feels like one big entity but is governed like 100 tiny fiefdoms. Its history is a dramatic story of ambition, water theft, and a full-hearted embrace of the automobile. This chaotic, sprawling, and deeply fragmented structure is what makes LA so frustrating, but it's also what gives it its unique character. It's a city that defies easy categorization, a puzzle that grew organically and sometimes illogically. Understanding this hidden structure is the first step to truly understanding the beautiful, maddening, and endlessly fascinating place that is Los Angeles. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this deep dive into LA's urban geography interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos exploring the hidden stories of our cities. Let me know in the comments what other city mysteries you'd like me to unravel next. See you in the next one.